Hello Stamper, welcome to Frenchie's video. I'm France Martin, independent demonstrator with Stamping Up at frenchiestamps.com. Today I'm sharing a video on tips that how I color my Saint Nicholas. I like to make it look more vintage, so I'm using, excuse me, watercolor pencil on page 125. It's two assortment, but the watercolor pencil, I'm using it with the blender pen. Many times when I talk about the blender pen, people think the stamping blend. I'm going to share tips too with the stamping blends, but I want to more focus on the watercolor pencil. It's sometimes it's like it's put in the corner and it's time to dust them off. And then the blender pen, okay, so the watercolor pencil, it's on page 125. It's two different assortment. It's the same, it's just two different color, okay? It's still the same product, just different color in each pack. Now, for the blender pen, that come in a pack of 3. It's number 8 on page 137 of the annual catalog. Now, the blender pen come, like I said, in a pack of 3, but you can use that from one color to another color. I'm going to share tips on that. Now, when it comes to ink, because we're not using water with our watercolor pencil, we don't have to use StazOn. Because if you use water with your watercolor pencil, it's preferred to use, well, really, you should use the StazOn because that's water resistant, so it won't smear all over. So I like with the blends, the blender, the stamping blend, and also with the watercolor and the blender pen. That's confusing a little bit. This here, the color one, it's called stamping blends. While the one it's to mix the color, you're going to see in a minute, it's called blender. It's a blender pen, okay? I like to use the classic ink pad. In this case, I like to stamp my old Saint Nick with Early Espresso or Memento black ink. So these two type of ink going to work perfect with what we're going to be doing today. I truly love the old Saint Nick, and not with a lot of color, but like this here. Can you see just the white there? Let me show you. So you can, like I said, white or on crumb cake, you can stamp with Early Espresso or Memento. I'm using the white watercolor, and I just add the color where like the fur of the old Saint Nick would be. For the white, I don't even use the blender pen, okay? I just add the white, and you're going to see just by adding the white, it make a very lovely difference. Another thing that I like with the white, now for this to sharpen that, we used to, that's the magic word, used to have the Stamping Up, that was for the watercolor when we had like the crayon, and this, see the two sides. I recommend to find a nice, a sharp pencil sharpener. Another thing that people share with me, eyeliner. So if you go like in the makeup and you buy one of those little pencil sharpener for makeup, it's going to work wonderful. So here's the white, okay? Another thing I like to do, I like to put a little bit of white in the beard and in the mustache there. It kind of add in the hair at the top, it kind of add a little bit of character. Now, I want you to look at both of them. They're both on crumb cake and both stamped. And this is stamped in black, okay? This one is stamped in black. See the difference? Really, just that would make it a cool thing. This one, I just add the white, but you don't have to use the full image. I punch it out with a circle punch. And here I see I can add a little bit more white to make it more pronounced here. So boom, that's it. See the difference? Now, we're going to crank it up a notch. And on the vanilla, you're going to say, well, is that showing the vanilla? Absolutely. So it won't be as white, but you're going to see it add a little bit also. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do, these are the old color, but it's still Coastal Cabana. Yeah, we still have Coastal Cabana. I like the Santa not just in the red, okay? So we're going to do just a partial here of the Coastal Cabana. So I'm going to go, and you don't have to blend it. If you, maybe you like to color, Kathleen, or she liked to color with just the watercolor pencil and nothing else. She just color and don't do anything else to it. I like to make my line a little bit darker here. So now this is very vanilla. I'm going to do here on the white. So it don't matter which color you choose. This is just show you that you can do on white, vanilla, you can do on color like crumb cake. And here I'm going to go ahead and do it on crumb cake. So now you're going to see all between the three colors. Like again, I like already where the artist already done the, like the shading and the lines, you can add that. Now, I personally like to use the blender pen to smooth my color because maybe I'm not a good coloring, okay? So this, you're going to go ahead and just brush this. Now, I'm going to, you know what, use another color like the boots. I'm going to go ahead and do the black here. Just show you, you can go from one color to another. So what you're going to do before, well, let me do this here because we're going to compare all three so you can see the three colors. And for me personally, I think that it makes a big difference when I use the blender brush. So you see here, it's kind of all scribble. So now I just going to do half of it so then you can see the difference. I don't know if the camera is going, oh, it's kind of show. So you see. Now I'm going to come back here. And you can add more color if you want. You just want to let it set a little bit. Now, to remove the color, just go and wipe your color. Now, I can go ahead and do on my black here. See? Now, how it bring the color to life. It was almost gray, and then boom, voila. Okay, so now you get a very good clue on the watercolor with the blender brush. Now, even if you use, let's say, one color here, like the white, you still can come and use your your stamping blends. So for the stamping blends, this is Lost Lagoon. I'm going to go ahead and show you just a little bit here. See, you get a different, because you get crumb cake. So really, it's not all, well, it makes the color, it's darker, right? And then let me, I hope, yeah, that was the light. And let me do the dark line here. And I'm not being careful, just show you the difference. Red or not crumb cake, but cherry cobbler look wonderful on the crumb cake, wonderful. So here you can see between the two here. Voila. So when it's all done, I got some that here it's one done. So I still use the white for around. The jacket, it's done in the Lost Lagoon. This is Island Heather. So, and the face, I like to use for a darker one, I like to use the 500, or for a lighter one, the 1000. Again, that's personal choice. So you see, you can mix from the watercolor pencil to the stamping blends. Now, I told you the red. I absolutely love the red on the crumb cake. Well, I don't have one anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do partial here. I think it looked very lovely because it's a color that it's deeper than the crumb cake, and it looked very vintage. Look at that. I do have one. Okay, this one is with the watercolor pencil. This is the blend. And here is this one here. It's on crumb cake, and this was the blend. So you see, they look very similar. The white on the pencil make a big difference. This one, it's on white, Lost Lagoon. This one, it's azure and misty moonlight, different color. The red again here. And this one, the red with the white, I use a very light of the smoky slate. And if you see, well, if I use smoky slate, you're going to see it's a lot darker, okay? So let me share a tip with this. So you see how dark that is. If you use your color lifter, that's how I tone down my color for the fur there. I use my color lifter, and then you're going to lift your gray here, meaning that it's going to remove some of the gray. Et voila. See? So you can keep on lifting as much as you want, but that way you can have a very light color in this. See, it's just really adds some vintage to it. Now, I'm going to share the color here, to do the face. It don't take much, but it adds a lot of definition to the face. See that? Now, let's go with a darker one. And again, you can try different color. I go around the eyes. I try not to do right the eyes, and voila. See how much that add in the center. It really brings the center to life. Now, okay, we talked about this one, the Lost Lagoon. This is on crumb cake, and like I said, it's all with the watercolor brush. This is with the blends. So for me, on crumb cake, either one, I mean, both of them, they look amazing with the watercolor pencil or the blends. I think it make it look very vintage. And here, just a regular one on a white cardstock. Now, I did a series of them here, just trying all different color. I still need to cut. It's going to be part of a project I'm doing. And this one here to show you, you can have just the, a shape. This one, I didn't add any color. I just went ahead and die cut around with the decal rectangle and then sponge around it to give very that vintage look. So I hope this inspire you to use the stamping blend or the watercolor with the blender pen. So remember, if you switch color, you just want to wipe it. So you can go, let's see here. You got, what's that, Melon Mambo. You got Old Olive, or I already did basic black, or here we go. So between those three color, you can use the same pen. So you would just blend it. See how it all blends smooth. Now you're going to go, just wipe it, go to your next color. You just want to, or you can also twist around. You don't want to press down hard, okay? And then here, see, it's just smooth the color perfectly. So this is a way to use the watercolor pencil without any water. So I hope I inspire you. I will have many sample on my blog. Right below you get the direct link of different Santa with the stamping blends. So stamping blends, it's the color one. Blender pen, it's the one that come in the pack of 3. It's no color. You have to use it with watercolor pencil, or you can use it with an ink pad too. Let me show you that. So you can use it with an ink pad. I'm gonna go ahead, use the cover here, and you would dab it in and see you can color. So that's another way, whoops, another way that you can use your the blender brush. Also, you can use that with the chalk. With the chalk, I got them right here. I can show you that. I got a video on that also. So the chalk, you can pick your color right on it, or you can scrape it and see here it's the yellow. Wait, and don't see good. I'm gonna go with the purple so you can see better here. See, you can color with your chalk with that. So it's many use of the blender pen. It's just seemed that it's been around for a long time and we just let the dust collect it. But for the old Saint Nick, I think that was the thing that I needed to add some color. I hope you enjoyed this. If you like what you see, give me the thumbs up. Also, right below, you can subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that. And you get the link to my blog that I will share many of those card close-up and also all product that I use. Thank you so much. Till next time, happy stamping, my friend. Bye-bye.